Immanuel Kant was born on April 22, 1724, in Königsberg, Prussia, now Kaliningrad, Russia. He was the fourth of 9 children in a modest family. His father was a harness maker, and his mother, though lacking formal education, was known for her intelligence and deep religious devotion. She played a significant role in shaping young Kant's moral sensibility and intellectual curiosity. Kant attended the Collegium Fridericianum, a Latin school where he excelled in classical studies, before enrolling at the University of Königsberg in 1740. After his father's death, financial pressures forced him to work as a private tutor for several years. He eventually returned to the university, earned his doctorate, and began lecturing on a wide range of subjects, from physics to geography to philosophy. Remarkably, Kant never traveled more than about 100 miles from Königsberg in his entire life. Yet his ideas would reach every corner of the intellectual world. One of Kant's most influential ideas is the categorical imperative, the centerpiece of his moral philosophy. Kant argued that morality is not based on outcomes or personal desires, but on rational duty. The categorical imperative states, in its most famous formulation, that you should act only according to principles you could will to become universal laws. In other words, before you act, ask yourself whether everyone could reasonably follow the same rule without contradiction. If lying were universalized, for example, trust would collapse and communication would become meaningless. Kant believed this test reveals the objective moral law that all rational beings can access through reason alone, independent of culture, emotion, or circumstance. Another groundbreaking contribution is his theory of Transcendental Idealism, laid out in the Critique of Pure Reason 1781. Kant proposed that we never experience the world as it truly is in itself. Instead, our minds actively structure raw sensory data through built-in frameworks like space, time, and causality. These frameworks are not features of the external world, but conditions imposed by our own cognition. So while an objective reality exists, what we actually perceive is always filtered and shaped by the architecture of the human mind. This was a revolutionary middle path between 2 dominant schools of thought, the rationalists, who trusted pure reason, and the empiricists, who trusted sensory experience. Kant showed that both reason and experience play essential, intertwined roles in how we come to understand reality. Kant died on February 12, 1804, but his legacy remains one of the most enduring in the history of philosophy.